Are you thinking about advertising on radio but don't know where to start? In this video, we're going to break down how to advertise on radio, the pros and cons, the right way to script your ad, and what kinds of services are best performed on the airwaves.
We are outside of the radio station WAPN 91.5 with Miss Shelley, and we're about to cut our own little radio station commercial and interview. So come with us, check it out.
So this is the actual sound and recording studio inside WAPN where we're going to shoot a radio commercial script, which we'll go over so pretty cool. But you can get a couple takes at this. So we're going to go over how we script, the process of it, so you'll know if you decide to run a radio ad.
I know. We'll miss it. Move on.
So she modified the phone.
Okay, telephone.
thing.
Yeah, okay. And you know I...
Maybe say that twice.
Yes, I was going to say exactly that.
And then, of course, we'll close that out together. So,
Right here.
Okay.
When I say 3, 2, you're going to go at 1, smile, enjoy, and we do it as many times as we need to do it. And 3, 2.
Ever wonder what happens to your home when you die? Well, most people don't think about it until it's too late.
We are Mark and Grace Sias, owners of Noble Notary and Legal Document Preparers. We help Florida families secure their legacy with mobile but fast and affordable ladybird deeds, powers of attorney, and last wills, even at the last minute.
Don't wait for the courts to decide, and don't let the government steal your kids' inheritance. Take control today.
You can telephone us at 321-283-6452. That's 321-283-6452, or visit legaldocprepnotary.com to get started.
Noble Notary.
Protecting what matters.
Let's hear it. I think that was probably...
Love it, perfect. You guys are perfect. If they just perfect, cute couple, perfect, okay?
No, we rehearsed. We rehearsed.
Just lie to me. Just lie to me, Mark.
It's really good, except for the last sentence. But, I mean, it's fine, but listen, it's really good. I don't know that I want to...
I know. I thought
I don't want to mess with it.
I don't mean I'm paying attention.
Yeah, that last bit's, but I guess it's like kind of cute. Like it's...
Well, see, that's what we were just saying.
Okay.
I would leave it if it was me because you're raw and real. I will do whatever you want.
No, I think it's good because it's...
Visit legaldocprepnotary.com to get started.
Noble Notary.
Protecting what matters most. WAPN 91.5 FM.
Yeah, the hope might be dead, but radio is far from dead. In fact, over 80% of adults still listen to the radio every single week. I know I do, especially while you're commuting, right? So it's a powerful and affordable way to reach local and loyal business and your audience, obviously. So one huge benefit is you're not competing with like the pop-ups, the notifications, a million social media ads that you see all the time. And when your message is on the air, you've got your listener dialed in and you're all that they're hearing. So that's double.
Okay, so let's talk about pros and cons. For starters, you are doing one-to-many instead of one-to-one. So like the networking events or going and visiting or passing out flyers, kind of a tedious, time-intensive activity where this you can do one ad and it could literally go for a whole year without getting stale. So cost-effective, again, reaches a large audience. It's great for local targeting, builds trust and reputation, and is also easy to create and update. What are the cons? Well, there's no visual, and it's also hard to kind of track the results. But other than that, and there's limited time, you really only want to shoot one of these for 30 to 60 seconds. And your audience could be distracted, so that's where the repetition of the ad really comes as strategy. So the key is to use radio strategically. Don't just throw something out there and hope it sticks.
All right. Step 1. Know your audience. Are you targeting seniors, families? You've got small business owners. Your product or service determines where your ad belongs.
Exactly. So you want to choose the right station. That would be step 2. This is huge. Don't go for the biggest reach. Go for the most relevant audience. It's better to target a small audience that is hyper-focused on what it is you can do rather than just spray and pray. So, for example, if you offer legal services like we do, which are Wills and Ladybird Deeds, you may find a more responsive radio station that would play like the oldies, or the Christian radio station like we just did, which of course also lines up with our beliefs. So we are happy to sponsor them as well. So think about where your listeners are, whether they're homeowners, retirees, or caretakers.
And we have step 3. So you want to pick a time slot. Morning and evening commuters are prime time, you guys. Totally. I know mornings and evenings are when I'm running around the most and listening to the radio. But if your audience is home during the day, like they're retired, maybe mid-morning might work.
Absolutely. So step 4, write a great script. You, just like you've seen in our example, you need a good curiosity hook. You need to speak to a real problem, and you want to introduce yourself and your solution. And then you need the CTA. Give them a telephone number, say it twice, as you saw, and your website.
Yeah, and step 5, the last step, and we talked about this being a con. You can't really, it's not always easy to track the performance of your radio ad, but if you can use a unique phone number, you can use a unique landing page, or you can even ask callers how they heard about you, maybe like a special, like, hey, if you heard us on the radio, we'll give you this sort of special, and that'll kind of help you measure what's working.
So let's go over some scripting tips. Radio spots are typically 30 to 60 seconds long. You want to start with a hook, something that is going to make the listener stop and think. Then you can go ahead and introduce yourself and then speak to the need and finish with clear, confident calls to actions. The example you heard in our own radio, what happens to your home when you die? That immediately is catching somebody's attention, right? Then I go into, and I mark with Noble Note. In this particular instance, Grace actually came in and said, we are Market Grace. But so there you have it. There's a perfect example of that hook with that clear call to action, which is what we can do to help remedy that problem of what happens on your phone when you die.
Let's talk about what is a good fit for radio and what is a bad fit for radio. So let's start with what's great for radio. Legal and financial services. You've got wills, taxes, CPA. Of course, you heard our ad. That's what we offer. Local services such as plumbing, HVAC, auto repair. That's always really good as well. Events. You can talk about events at church conferences, concerts, seminars, stuff like that. Nonprofits and ministries are always good for radio as well. Now, what's bad for radio? So we've got the one-time low-cost products. Those don't really work very well because this ad's going to run for a while over time. And if it's just a one-time cost, it's not really well. Online-only services with a strong local angle, not so good for radio either. And anything that's super visual services like graphic design, because people want something tangible that they can see or, put it on to something that they need, and if they can't see it, it's just radio, it's not going to work.
So let's talk about why niche radio stations work. Niche radio stations like Christian radio stations that are oldies have devoted and consistent listeners. This means your message gets heard multiple times by the same people, which builds familiarity and credibility.
And us personally, we like the Christian radio station because it aligns with our morals and our beliefs. It's a nonprofit and you have loyal listeners. So I think that that's a win-win.
It's totally a win-win. So radio isn't old school. It's actually smart when done right. So if you're a local business owner, consider giving it a shot.
All right, guys, we're Martin Grace with all of your special tidbits on growing your small business, right?
Yep. Be sure to tune in for the next one. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And we are in the works for our small business success system where we're going to show all this and then some to blow your business up. God bless.